All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere this week. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere, and it's all about Star Wars this week. And we're going to get into it with a couple of guys I know the lore a lot better than I do. First of all, our resident Star Wars expert, Knock, is here. How you doing, brother man? What's going on?
Hey.
Yeah, I know you're excited to talk about this stuff because this is your favorite subject, right?
I do got something for you before we get too far into Star Wars, so something football related. Just
okay. Well, let's bring in another football fan if we're going to do that. Our man Das Wolfen, what's going on? Big Kansas City Chiefs fan. What's happening?
Not a lot. Just enjoying the nice spring weather.
Oh, you know, man, it's gorgeous outside. It really is.
Doors and windows open, and
yeah, man. I've got an attic fan that I'd be running right now if I had more screens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've only got a few screens on the house. I gotta build some, but yeah. Our friend Christian Delhomme says, "Hey Joe, a quick in and out. I'm having my first barbecue of the year. It went up to 60 degrees up here. Cheers. Very good, man.
Nice.
Snow must be melting away. That'll work, dude. I like it. Very cool. I appreciate you being here, Christian. And by the way, Gary from Pop Culture Minefield was wondering where you've been, dude. He's been missing you. But anyway, what you got for us, Knock, before we get into the Star Wars stuff?
Yeah, no.
I can't believe it. I've got a Star Wars show, and the first thing you want to talk about is football?
No. Now, I think you will appreciate this because there's a reason why I'm showing it. And I think after I play it, you will know why it resonated in me.
Okay. Go, man.
All right. So this is an XFL game that happened last weekend, and I watched this play, and I just loved it. Okay. And I think you'll see why.
Had that fourth down, that 4th and 15, that 3-point conversion. He started all of that.
St. Louis 7-14 on the 2-pointers. Tiano with the wheels open-ended.
Yes, it's the John Elway helicopter run. Yes.
Exactly.
Blasted. Yes.
Exactly. I knew you. That's it. That's all I wanted to show. I thought you would appreciate that. He was a backup quarterback that stepped in for an injured quarterback, and I saw that play. I was like, holy crap.
Dude, yeah. I was rooting for him in that game super hard. I was at a friggin' party with nothing but Packers fans there. And I was like, dude, he's going to do it this year, you sorry bastards. Kiss my butt. I wanted him to win so he'd go away. I'm so tired of losing to him. You know what I mean? And then he goes back the next year and they shut down Terrell Davis. And he said, okay, I'll show you what this old man can do. And he throws 4 touchdowns in a game, over 300 yards. I mean, that was crazy. Yeah. I love it, man. That was a great highlight.
That's all I wanted to do. I'm good. That was
okay.
it.
All right. Let's see. Lunatic says, yo, happy anniversary to Star Wars. Of course, man. And he says, helicopter. Yeah, that's right, man. They went helicopter for sure.
I've been so getting into Star Wars lately. Like I'm ready for more of it.
Well,
I'm actually going to be going down to Florida in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And actually going to do the Star Wars experience, and I might even do make my own lightsaber thing. Do the whole spiel.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool,
wildly expensive, but I don't care.
It is wildly expensive, but it's a one-time thing, right?
Yeah, no joke. It's the one thing. I just want to do it once. I'll never do it again, probably, except for visit the place. But I want to go down there and do the experience for sure.
I think my brother's been, and it seems to me he's been. And I think he told me the coolest thing was flying the Millennium Falcon. He thought that was cool as shit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to do it too, but
definitely a bucket list thing that I want to check off.
Yeah. I'll have to make a whole lot more money to go do something like that, though. It's pretty damn expensive. I mean, how much does it cost to build a lightsaber there? It's like $200.
It's $200 to $300. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, all I know is my parents are facilitating the trip. We're going in the camper down there, so I'll have a place to sleep.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so
travel sailor.
I won't have to worry about travel and sleep. So at least
very cool, man.
I can save my money for elsewhere.
Well,
all Star Wars stuff.
All right, let's see. The first article I've got here is kind of an icebreaker on this stuff. Let's see. And look, guys, a lot of these articles, sometimes they say some stupid stuff, trying to, give critique or editorialize. Let's get past that. But the headline says, how Rey's return and a tired Mandalorian series riled up the fandom at Star Wars Celebration. Now, they could have left the word tired out of that, if you ask me. It hasn't been the best season of The Mandalorian, but boy, just like every other Disney series they put out, they always pick it up at the end of the series. And if you're caught up on the show, you know what I'm talking about from watching the last one. And before we get into this, let's bring in the best quarterback in the league. What's going on, man? Good to see you, Matt. Been missing you, man.
Hey, Matt.
How are you?
Glad to be here.
Hey.
Doing good.
Work's been crazy,
huh? Yeah, it has been. It has been.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
yeah,
anyway.
Just get off, and now I see us. We got Ahsoka Tano on here. So.
Oh yeah, Ahsoka, dude. He's Star Wars Celebration was this week, and that's all we're talking about today.
We're gonna more get like
besides the
yeah, a Nakatano.
A Nakatana. That's it. Well, you see what my Jedi name is, right? Hang on. Let's see. There you go. Ronjo Riv, man.
Oh, gotcha.
Ronjo Riv. What I did was I made my the first consonant of both me and Rhonda's name right. Hers first, mine second, and then the first consonant of our last name. That's it. Ronjo Riv. And
isn't that how porn star names work?
It could be. It could be. No, I'm pretty sure that's what you eat and your favorite color or something like that.
The street you grew up on, your first pet's name.
That's it. That kind of crazy stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and get back into this. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah. On almost any other day, a train car full of Mandalorians, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Ahsoka's, and Obi-Wan's may have seemed strange, but for the 4 days of Star Wars Celebration, which just wrapped up Monday, by the way, if you didn't know, it started on Friday, it went through all the way through to Monday. This was the norm at AAM DLR train. I don't know what that means. Sure, it's the name of a train in London, but even before you stepped a foot inside the event's vast XL Center venue in East London, the Star Wars community was well represented, with people of all ages, ethnicities, cosplaying as their favorite characters, be be they as popular as Darth Vader or as niche as umbrella-like lightsaber-wielding Sith Lord from Star Wars Visions. If you need a reminder that sometimes fandoms can be good, Star Wars Celebration is it. Without the racist backlash against new characters played by people of color or internally hate tweets about specific movies, the event showcases the fandom at its best as joyous, inventive, inclusive, and delightfully weird affair. A place where you're as likely to stumble upon a mob of prisoner-attired fans chanting "One Way Out" in unison as you are to witness the Orson Krennic striptease. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of this stuff in some of these articles is just silly what they say. But we had a huge week. This article right here details everything that they were talking about. Let's see. The first Lucasfilm panel, which dropped reveal after reveal. There were tons of exclusive looks at upcoming projects too, including Skeleton Crew, which I didn't even know about. That this one has Jude Law apparently with a bunch of kids.
We spoke about it. You just forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and the Acolyte. If it wasn't enough, there was the first Ahsoka trailer and a new Indiana Jones 5 trailer too. We don't care about Indiana Jones 5. That's a lot to keep up with. So to make things easier, we've pulled together a major announcements and our coverage into one place. Okay. 3 new movies. Not 1, not 2, but 3 new Star Wars movies are announced over the weekend. One from Indiana Jones 5 director James Mangold will be set thousands of years in the past and will focus on the first Jedi. That sounds interesting. Then Dave Filoni is directing a movie that will bring together Disney Plus shows so far. So they're going to make a movie basically, I guess, wrapping up all the series. Is that what you guys are understanding?
I haven't heard anything about it in particular about what it should be, but my theory is that it's going to be a culmination of the final battle between all the forces and Thrawn.
Right. Yeah. That sounds about right.
This is Infinity War Star Wars.
Right. Star Wars style, right? I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this last episode of The Mandalorian, I think it's the first time Thrawn was mentioned, wasn't it?
No. It was mentioned by Ahsoka like 2 seasons ago.
Okay, all right. But whoa, I got a pop-up here. Good God. Stop it. I hate these pop-ups, man. Good Lord.
I think that was AI.
Right? Could be AI. But anyway, that's the one Filoni's doing. And then perhaps most exciting, though, Daisy Ridley is returning for a new movie set after The Rise of Skywalker, which will follow the rebuilding of the Jedi Order. And they have teasers for this stuff and everything.
Daisy Ridley in general. She's cool and all, but I gotta tell you, nothing makes me less attracted to a woman than short hair. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I know. Her best look, if you ask me, was in The Last Jedi, because they actually let her hair down in the back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't help when you already have a tomboy look and then you go short hair on top.
Right, on top of that. Yeah, they tie up all her hair.
She's not here to be easy on the eyes for you.
No, she's not. Don't forget that, pal.
You need to remember that. I did have a couple.
That's all right. I'll just keep crushing on Sabine then.
Well, now you can crush on live action, Sabine.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah,
I did have a couple things I wanted to point out. One, that Variety article where they talked about how basically if you are critical of what happened at the Star Wars Celebration, that you are an ist or a phobe.
Yeah, right. And that's a bunch of.
So my response to that would be, if you criticize independent creators, whether it be Young Ripa, Jay,
right. You must be an ist.
Vinny Art.
You must be a phobe.
Are you an ist and phobe?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, if you criticize an independent creator, apparently, you never hear them get defended by these mainstream articles.
Yeah, the Variety article I really cringed at, but it had some good stuff about the fandom in it. But man, God, yeah, sometimes they can't help themselves. It's crazy. Why can't we just enjoy Star Wars for what it is? Why can't we just do that? You know, and not worry about that kind of stuff.
And in that second article, where it talked about there being 3 new movies, the thing that stood out to me with that was who is not getting a movie as a director, and that's Jon Favreau.
Yeah, that's
was a glaring omission.
That's strange to me. Filoni's getting one, but he's not. Yeah,
right.
Favreau's not getting one. No. And spoiler alert: if you haven't watched The Mandalorian, we're going to talk about it today. Okay, so be aware. We're going to talk about The Mandalorian today. His character got whacked this week. So
he stopped playing him this season.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he hasn't played him. The guy that plays him in the armor is doing the voice now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I tell you, he went out like a boss, though. That was badass. It really was. I mean, the way they had him shooting that thing until the barrel went red, I thought that was cool as hell, man. Because I mean, if anybody that's been in the military and dealt with a 60, that's something you got to watch. You can't fire it for too long, or it will melt the barrel and mess things up. You know what I mean? It was pretty cool. But yeah, so they've got a big slate. There's also some other stuff on here, such as I have a few trailers here to show you guys. Let me see what else we got. That article we don't need.
Well, I'd like to break down the Ahsoka one a little bit more.
Absolutely, for sure. We're gonna
all the way through.
We're gonna definitely get into that one. But like I said, this celebration went on in London, and apparently they're taking a year off next year. Now, I've got an article. We'll check into that here in a little bit. But if you want to go ahead and do the Ahsoka trailer, we can do it like right now.
I didn't know what trailers you were planning to.
I've got the ones I have here are the Visions 2, Volume 2 one. I didn't watch Visions, but I know you guys watch the animated stuff, and I don't. So
I didn't really care that much about Visions.
I got that one to show you guys. I got Ahsoka and the cosplay over the weekend. That's pretty neat. I have a video of that to show you guys, but those are the only two. Well, there's another one, but it's a total like Star Wars Kids trailer.
That comes out.
And I didn't even pull that out. Yeah, I didn't think you guys would be interested in that one.
It's the time before Anakin slaughters them all. No, I'm kidding.
Is that right?
I have no idea when it takes place.
Yeah,
I have no.
Well, it seems to me now. I mean, and we'll get into it more. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said there's probably nothing definitive in the timeline for Young Jedi Adventures.
Right.
You can literally have it at any point in Jedi history, just a bunch of kids. So,
well, let's look at the series. I think this one, I believe. Hang on, I've got to redo this because I know my old ass. I forgot to even turn on my mic for the beginning of it. I forgot to click that button, right? So. And bear with me. I'm going to have to, let's see. Let me see if I wonder if I can do different windows. Maybe we'll get some sound. Let me do a test real quick here, guys. I don't really know if I'll be able to do this or not.
And I saw that Tales of the Jedi is getting a second season too, which that was really cool.
Tales of the Jedi. What is that one?
Yeah.
That was a little mini series they did. It was actually the, the growing up of Ahsoka Tano. It was 3 episodes of her, and then there's also 3 episodes of Count Dooku and Qui-Gon Jinn as his apprentice,
and also stuff about Yaddle.
Huh?
Yep.
Cool.
I think there's like 6-7 episodes, and not very long. It's just cool little tales. And I guess
let me try this real quick and see because there's no thing here for audio, but let me see if it works or not. Let me hit play real quick. And you guys tell me if you hear this or not.
We see it, but don't hear it.
Don't hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just playing with my stuff here to see what works and what doesn't.
One thing interesting about Yaddle was that her demise in the new canon is different than how she went out in the expanded universe.
Yep.
There was actually and I know that I've been trying to go back and read through things I have not read in the EU, and it was one of the young adult novels where she goes out heroically.
I didn't even remember her in the young adult ones.
Yep, she wasn't in many. It was either a young adult novel or one of the Star Wars Tales comics, but I think it was a young adult.
It must have been the comics because I never read any of the comics.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but this trailer we're fixing to watch has got some callbacks to stuff that they decided to pretty much dump when they bought Star Wars, and they're bringing it back apparently, right? Not just Thrawn,
just
other stuff we're going to see, right?
Well, it actually, it's funny. The last episode of Mandalorian, Captain Palian, that what's his face was talking to,
Admiral Pelion.
He actually came up the ranks with Thrawn.
Yep.
He actually got tied with Thrawn when Thrawn was first brought into the Imperial and he had to go to Academy, and Palion was basically just tied to him. Thrawn took him under his wing and basically just and that's why they're when they're asking where's Thrawn, he's talking to Palion because he's the one that's closest to Thrawn.
And Timothy
that was a very cool cameo.
Well, let's go ahead and get into this, man. And remember, when I pause it, give me a second to mute the stuff so you guys won't have any echo, okay? But let's see. Let me make sure it's unmuted. And let's take a look.
Something's coming. Something dark.
This I thought was cool. This I thought was really neat right here. Because she, the way she cuts through this, I think it's neat.
I sense it.
Now,
so go ahead.
A couple things, Joe. One, that's something that she did in the animated series. That she did a lot. Also, that was actually the ruins of a place that she'd been to before.
Okay.
This is coming back to it. And then if you notice, we got the red Lucasfilm there rather than the normal green, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any significance to that?
It's a darker tone for Lucasfilm.
Ahsoka is going to become a Sith.
Is that what's going to happen? She better not be.
Definitely not going to happen.
I want to see some Jedis, damn it. I want to see Jedis.
She's not even a Jedi. But yeah.
All right. Here we go.
This is a new beginning. For some, war.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Those robots they're fighting, didn't we see those in the prequels? Didn't we see those in the prequels? Those particular ones?
They look like the Magna Guards.
The guys that were with Grievous, didn't they look like that?
They looked like that. I think they were a little bit different, but close to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to remember, man, because the stuff, the first 6 movies, I know a lot about, but I'm not as nobody knows as much as Nock does. But I just one thing I'm noticing here, when the Mandalorian first got started, they weren't as heavy into the fighting in spaceships and stuff, and now they're getting back to a lot of that, and I like that a lot. I really missed that part of it. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm unmuted. Okay.
For others, power.
Now, who is that, bro?
They're new. They're brand spanking new. Those are that is Balon something or other, which is actually Ray Stevenson, who is one of my favorite actors. I didn't even know that was him when I first saw the trailer. I didn't recognize him. And if you notice, those aren't red lightsabers; those are orange. What the significance of that is, I have no idea, but it might mean that they're not completely dark side. I'm wondering if there may be some kind of, I saw one article where it might be a variation of Jorah Sabaoth, who in canon was someone that Thrawn worked with, or was a clone of Sabaoth that Thrawn had worked with. Cloning, of course, being a thing in this universe. So
For sure, and it's about to be ramped up too. It looks like half of what they're doing on the Mandalorian is looking for people that can clone and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, and then the apprentice there, actually, if you see it, she has apprentice beads in her hair.
Really?
She's an apprentice to Baylan.
I'll have to go back and watch it again.
And it was one of those Easter eggs that I watched that I didn't see it at first either. But yeah, she's an apprentice to Baylan.
Wow.
So yeah, these are two brand new characters. There's nothing on these two as far as I know.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
And then of course you saw Sabine, who was in Rebels. You saw Hera, who's in Rebels. You saw Chopper, the little R2D2.
You saw
where is Sabine?
Lothar cat or a Lothar?
Yeah, the first scene with the little kitty cat.
Okay,
she's the one with the colored hair.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
I'm curious to see what armor she has, because she always has some very bright colored armor.
Okay,
really cool. She's a Mandalorian.
Okay,
she wears
cool,
the armor,
man. How come she's not on the show? I thought they were all back together now.
Well, she might be.
Okay,
she might come back. We don't know.
Let's get back into this. Hang on. Love the spaceships.
It's been a while.
That's the beat.
Okay, gotcha. What kind of ships are those, man?
Those are transports.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I never got too caught up in the actual ships and whatnot.
Hey, dude, I used to buy the blueprints to ships, man. I had the blueprints to the Starship Enterprise, the Millennium Falcon, all the stuff I dug. I had them. Yeah, for sure. And one of the things we're going to talk about before we get out of here today is the merchandise they showed that they're going to be having. All right. Hang on. Let's go.
I started hearing whispers
on my phone
about Thrawn's return.
So who is going to play that dude?
Lars. It's Lars. It's been confirmed. It's Lars.
Yep. The guy that does the voice is playing him.
Okay. All right. Is this a good thing?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
He's the brother of Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen's brother, Lars, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Very cool. All right. All I can tell you is, man, I'm digging these spaceships, dude. Love them.
As heir to the Empire, we had to prepare for the worst.
Now, heir to the Empire. This is a story from the old canon?
It was a 3-book series with Thrawn coming back and taking over the Empire assets and attempting to, fight the Republic.
So do you think that Thrawn is going to be the only thing they bring back from the old canon?
I mean, so far.
They've tried to mix and match. I mean, they're calling the new era that's going to be, I guess this is maybe after Episode 9. They're calling it the New Jedi Order, which is a phrase or an era in the expanded universe as well. So
I'd say
they're
more
using
like
a lot of the same
ideas.
terminology.
Yeah, I think it's more ideas than it is characters. Thrawn is the only character. Thrawn and Captain Paleon, pretty much from in that vein. They're the only ones from extended universe, as far as I know.
Well, all right, I just heard that heir to the
Ahsoka
Empire
was always part. Clone Wars was always considered canon, so Ahsoka was never in extended universe.
Okay. All right, let's keep going here. Hang on.
The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
I like it, man. Somebody using the Force, dude. That's freaking awesome. I like the Jedi. The Jedi are my favorite thing about Star Wars. I mean, I dug Han Solo, and I dug the smuggling and all the counterculture in it and stuff. But I really dig the basically the Knights of the Old Republic, right? I mean, it's very cool shit.
They must have figured the hallway scene with Vader was so good that they needed to do another one.
Oh, yeah, you always got to do it.
Come on, man.
Are you able to go back a frame or two?
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you want to go?
Where it shows the hologram of that guy standing there.
Okay.
So that right there, that is Ezra Bridger.
Yeah.
That's the one they've been looking for. He's the one that actually took Thrawn with those space whales that you see in the early part of Mandalorian that Grogu's looking at out the window.
Okay.
A group of them took Thrawn out of the known universes, whatever. So if Thrawn's back, that means Ezra's somewhere. We don't know. Sabine is probably going to be a love interest in this show for him. So,
well, he's grown up a bit now.
Yeah, he's turned into a fine young man, and I'm sure she's noticed.
Right.
Yeah, this would be like 14 years later, probably, maybe 15. It's
something like that. Yeah,
it's
and that's Sabine. And she, from what I understand, she's wearing his tunic.
Huh.
Instead of her armor.
Well, let's go ahead and get through the trailer, and then we'll talk all about it. Hang on. That's right, Jedi. Damn it, Jedi. Yes.
That was a brother. What do they call it?
That looks really good. What were you saying, Knock? I'm sorry. I just wanted to go ahead and get through it because we were almost at the end. What were you saying, brother?
I think that was one of the Sith brother, or not Sith, but the Empire's New Order brothers.
Okay.
You have the sisters, the first sisters, second sister. That was, I think, one of the brothers.
One of the first brothers.
Kick that guy out. Kick him out.
I can't kick him out, man.
Kick him out. Nope.
I can't just kick people out. No.
Kick him out. Man,
everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I don't like being. I actually liked you, Clay. No, I don't.
Hey, Clay Thomas, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. But yeah, I'm actually excited to see this show. Let's see. Ahsoka isn't a Jedi, he said.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah,
she never finished her training. She quit. She walked away.
Right. Well,
now, they kicked her out, and then they wanted her to come back, and then she said no. So, I mean, and then she completed her own form of training. Anyone that can turn 2 red crystals into white, expunging the dark side in those crystals, is a Jedi or equivalent in my view.
Yeah.
Well, there seems to be a lot of gray area being thrown in there by the Disney universe. That's for sure, man. We're seeing a lot of guys that look like they're, Sith or Jedi, and they're really not, like Moff Gideon. Is he Sith? I don't think he is. He's just
Empire.
But he's Imperial, right? Yeah. And how interesting was it to find out that he had built himself a set of that armor that the Mandalorians wear?
Not just him, his whole crew.
His whole crew does, man. I really enjoyed this last episode of The Mandalorian. I really did. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, we see you, Clay. Yep.
I'm wondering if the Republic is going to wipe out the Mandalorians.
Yeah, they're sure trying to. I hope those guys on the ships have their heads on a swivel.
No, I'm talking about the Republic because they think the Mandalorians hit that transport ship with Gideon because it was the Beskar armor. Mm-hmm. So the Republic doesn't know very much anything about the New Order and the fact that they have Beskar armor as well now.
Yeah, the episode where we didn't have any Mandalorian at all finally made sense at the beginning of this one. She's a spy for Moff Gideon, right? And laying the groundwork. I guess this is laying the groundwork for what is going to become the whatever they call themselves in the Disney trilogy, the Order or something like that.
What was the New Order?
The First Order. Right? First Order?
Yeah.
I guess this is the groundwork for it or something. I don't know. But apparently Dave Filoni is going to wrap it all up for us with a movie. And I think it's interesting that he's getting one, and the so-called savior of Star Wars is not the guy that makes the actual series, the guy behind the series. So that's very interesting to me.
It'll be interesting to see how Dave Filoni does directing a live action movie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you listen to Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, he adores the guy. So, but I don't know. We'll see. But I'm liking what I saw in the Ahsoka trailer. I like that because we're actually seeing some lightsabers about to go down. You know what I mean? And I didn't watch. I'm gonna have to go back and get caught up on some of the stuff that I skipped because I just
I did want to show you something, Joe. If you put it back over on me real quick.
Sure, absolutely.
I saw this on Disney.
Mm-hmm.
The Ahsoka Tano Essential Episodes.
Okay.
I think this would be a great place for you to start. This is started in Clone Wars, and it skips through most of the series down to looks like a dozen episodes or so. So and it's a lot of this goes into what happens on Mandalore, so you get more background into that. Just some stuff that happened. It looks like it goes into Rebels as well.
So Ahsoka's got her own little catch-up thread on Disney.
Yes,
Very
so
cool.
I would recommend at least watching through these. You would see Darth Maul again. You'll see what happened. Just a bunch of stuff that this looks like the essentials. I'm probably going to watch through this myself just to get back up. It looks like it's a lot of developmental. And then I would also watch Tales of the Jedi, which is Ahsoka growing up, and along with some other stuff.
Okay. All right.
So I would at least do those. You don't have to do all of Clone Wars, all of Rebels. At the very least, I would recommend doing the Ahsoka Tano Essentials and Tales of the Jedi. Those two.
Yeah. Well,
that cut down so much time.
Eventually I'm going to have to watch some of this stuff, I guess.
I'm just talking about just at least to get prepared for Ahsoka. At least watch these.
Well, I've been hearing about her for years now, and I think I love the actress that's playing her. I kind of wonder if she's a little old to play the part. She's getting up there in age now. But
I mean, Ahsoka Tano is up there in age as well.
Well, I don't know.
Character.
Like I said, I don't know.
So she was during the Clone Wars. I mean, that's what, 50 years?
Right, before all this stuff,
40, 50 years. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I think she would be about 45. Somewhere there during the time of this series.
I wonder how old Rosario Dawson is. Let me see. Not that it's a big deal. It's just it's something I thought of when I was checking things out.
43 years old. So
43.
perfect.
So it's about this. Yeah, she's the same age.
She's a perfect
character.
age.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love her. I've always dug her, man. I mean, she was one of the best things about the Daredevil series when she was on that. The whole Netflix Marvel run, she intertwined. She was one of the recurring characters in every show, and God, man, what else did I watch her in?
She has the distinction of tying the Netflix universe together and the Filoni-verse together.
Yes, absolutely. Because this is going to be, I'm sure we're going to see Grogu and that bunch. Well, she's been on that show, right? Last season, right? She was on The Mandalorian last season. So I'm sure we're going to see all that.
Not to be too crude, but I liked her in Clerks 2 when she was dancing on the rooftop. That was...
You're thinking of AOC.
I was going to say, that's AOC, bro. That's AOC.
All I know is they better give us a Hondo. They better give us a Hondo cameo.
Now, who is Hondo?
He's a criminal that interacts with the crew a lot. He's a smuggler.
Okay.
He interacts with.
He's a recurring character in the cartoon.
Yeah,
series.
in the Rebels. He's hilarious.
Oh yeah, cool. Han Solo type.
More like Harcourt Fenton Mudd type.
Oh my God, that type. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, that's a very specific reference right there.
Yeah,
anybody that watches Star Trek
Hondo would sell you out, and not really feel bad about it.
That sounds like Mudd. Yeah.
Well, he would feel bad about selling out Ezra because you really liked Ezra.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Well, all I know is I'm looking forward to this because it's a bunch of characters I don't know anything about, man. It should be a lot of fun to watch. They need some. I know this is past lore, but for those of us that didn't read any books or watch any animated series and stuff, this is all new stuff to us that just watch movies. It looks like it'll be fun. I'm just wondering I'm wondering if we're going to get another season of The Mandalorian before they make that movie, or is this going to be the end of that one? I think Kathleen Kennedy said that all of these projects have been in development for a while now. So we should be getting them one on top of another here pretty quick. So
Kathleen did not ask that one, or did not like that one reporter that asked her about, different projects being behind in development or, being in development hell.
Yeah.
Not that the reporter uses that word. She immediately jumped on her and talked about how just because something is delayed doesn't mean it's been shelved. I think when the reporter used the word shelved, that was a trigger
word for her, right?
Yeah.
Well, with any luck, she'll be gone this summer.
Don't tease me, man. Don't tease me.
And replaced with Dave,
right?
I don't think so.
I don't think
she'll be replaced by Dave.
No.
I just want to know. E. Clay Thomas's Firefly. Yes, dug that series. It was a great series. But I'm just wondering who she has pictures of playing golf with Satan that she's holding over their heads, man, because she can't do anything wrong, apparently, man. It's
she apparently makes a very good cup of coffee.
I guess so.
I mean, if you look at her failure rate on projects, there's no way, if you're going by objective measurements, that she should have that job.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think we can all agree that a lot of people don't like The Last Jedi. I don't feel that way. I liked The Force Awakens. I like The Last Jedi. But what I didn't like was that last chapter that they made, because it was like they just took everything that had happened in The Last Jedi and peed all over it and just wrecked it. But as people have told me, basically Rian Johnson did that to Force Awakens. It was like, a fist fight between J.J. Abrams and playing out on screen, him and J.J. Abrams, and which really made it a really disjointed trilogy.
It made it impossible for Episode 9 to be good.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't please everybody,
and that's all them planning. Like, it never should have been one director and then another one. It should have been one guy. I don't like J.J. Abrams, but because I thought Force Awakens sucked. But
see, everybody's got different opinions of these movies.
Well,
they
should have at least given J.J. editorial control over The Last Jedi.
Over the trilogy. Look, the way Lucas did it originally, he directed the first one. Then he had different directors do the other two, but he was in control. This is the movie you're making. This is my story. You're going to do this. Okay. And they had two different alpha dogs trying to tell the same story and doing it their own way. And you're going to split. You can't, and it was obvious in Rise of Skywalker, they were trying to fix all of that, and there was no way they could do it.
They tried to please every different part of their audience.
Yeah, they did. They did. Even the Reylos, which is just weird. Okay, that's just weird. Sorry, the Reylos are just strange.
You try and please everybody, you'll end up
and I
pleasing
say
nobody.
that knowing that my daughter is one of them. My daughter just freaked out when they kissed at the end of it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Pregnancy via the Force.
Right? Let's see. It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. Hello, what's going on, young lady? We're talking about everything Star Wars today. Let's see. E. Clay says it's he's acknowledging her. Look, all I know is this. I'm looking for. I want to see some good Star Wars, man. I really do. You guys know me. I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and I love these movies. The older movies, and there's only like one or two that I don't like, that I just don't watch anymore. Attack of the Clones I don't watch. That movie's just, I never liked that movie. It's you need that movie because you have to show the love story that brings them together and everything. But about the only part of that I watch is when he goes to the cloners and takes on Boba Fett, or Boba Fett's dad, whoever that Jango Fett is. That what? Yeah,
get him, Dad.
Yeah, right. Is TV Dad?
The one thing I
Dad.
liked about the Boba Fett show was that they brought back those bombs that he puts out into space, which are so cool.
Once again, I saw one episode and turned it off.
That was a bad series.
Well,
but I'm talking
about the bombs that he shows in episode 2, where it does that shockwave and it makes that crazy noise.
Right.
They brought them back in the TV show, and I thought that was probably my favorite part.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but
I
go
like
ahead, Jen.
the whole Boba Fett riding a Rancor ripping through town was definitely a high point for the series.
That was a good one. Oh, and when Mando appeared, that was pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
When he took over the show, basically that was pretty good.
Yeah, I heard there's a couple episodes there I have to watch because isn't Luke in one of them giving Grogu the choice of staying with him or going back to Boba? Yeah, but that should have never been in that series. That should have been on The Mandalorian.
It was supposed to. Those are the first 2 episodes of season 3 of The Mandalorian, and they used it to help bolster Boba Fett.
Wow.
Yep. That's why the very first episode that you of season 3, the first official episode of season 3, is a transitional episode. It doesn't make any sense without the 2 from Boba Fett.
Luckily, I keep my fingers dabbled in it. Knox always keeping me up on it, so I knew what had happened. But it being in the Boba Fett series didn't make any sense to me. But even though I've checked out of a couple of things, I'm still the Mandalorian's good. I mean, it's been slow this season, but I don't think, me personally, I don't think Grogu needs to be in that show though. But then without Grogu, it would be a little bit darker show, I believe.
I haven't seen today's episode, but last week's episode was terrible.
Shame.
Yeah, you'll enjoy this one, man. Trust me, this one's good. It starts to top. Look, I've said this before about these Marvel series, man. Sometimes they seem disjointed as shit when they start, but by the end of them, they start bringing it together really well. And this is the first step of it this week.
This isn't a filler episode. It's
not.
This isn't a random episode that could have been any.
It launches the story forward, no doubt about it. It's really good.
It's all story and action.
Yes,
great.
This is the surprise. I'm the big bad this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Let's see. Let's see. What did Courtney say? I never saw anything after Phantom Menace. The OG movies are amazing. I'm a return of the Jedi girl. Yeah. That's, I struggle between Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back as my favorite one. I really love Return of the Jedi. The only thing that throws it off more of me is the Ewoks. I would have enjoyed it a lot more if it had been the way it was originally supposed to be, take place on Kashyyyk. You know what I mean? That's what it was supposed to be. But
Courtney, I would recommend at the very least giving Rogue One a try.
Yes, absolutely. That is the best thing that Disney Star Wars has done is Rogue One. That is a very good movie.
Yeah, Andor's up there too.
Andor's the best series they've put out.
Andor was slow going for me. The first 5 episodes were awful.
Yeah,
just awful.
And it's getting a season 2. They announced here. They announced that's getting a season 2, which the season 2 of that is going to lead right into Rogue One. Apparently, it's only going to have 2 seasons. So
yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean,
we know where these characters are headed, but and Courtney, if you don't know, Rogue One is the story of the guys that go get the Death Star plans. So it's
and there's no Bothans in it. It's really weird.
That's very strange, isn't it?
Many died to get those
to bring us.
They must have been in space, doing the battle.
You're in a room full of Star Wars geeks when they're quoting that right there, right? But
to this day, I don't even know what a Bothan looks like. It's so weird,
right? Yeah,
I've seen pictures. That's about it.
Okay, E-Clay, I have to disagree with you there. The friggin' Attack of the Clones isn't very good. I understand that, but Return of the Sith's probably the best of the prequels. That is the best one out of the prequels, if you ask me. Right from the opening scene where they're having that all-out fight above Coruscant, man, that is badass, if you ask me. With the individual Jedi fighters they have,
it's also got the best novelization of any Star Wars movie.
Really?
Revenge of the Sith does. Yep. The author expands a lot on different things that are not in the movie.
Oh yeah. Cool.
So if you're ever going to read any Star Wars novelization, Revenge of the Sith would be the one I would suggest. A lot of the other ones are more, boilerplate in terms of just following along with the action in the movie. But
yeah,
Courtney
says Empire is good too. I love the Ewoks, but I was a little girl, of course, and that's why they put them in there, because they knew little girls like you would want an Ewok. That's why they put them in there. The fact that they were beating up friggin' stormtroopers that were fully armored is what killed me. What sticks?
There hasn't been an epic scene though that has topped the lightsaber duel in a Phantom Menace with Darth Maul.
No, that is the best lightsaber fight out of all of them. I tell people
just
that
so
all
epic.
the time.
Such an epic fight scene.
It is. It is
Great
the best,
score.
and the music in it. That brings it up even more. The friggin' music in that scene is fantastic.
Duel of the Fates.
All right, E-Clay. See you later, man. Be good. Let's see. Courtney says, I have to run. Oh, he's talking to her. I have to run out and get my groceries. Sorry, but I'll listen in the car. Just no chat. Okay. Good to see you. You all have a great evening. Much love, and I share you out. Thank you. Appreciate it, darling. Thanks a lot. So the 3 movies we've got, and they're all untitled.
My guess is the first one's called The Dawn of the Jedi, because that's what the book is.
Yeah.
Is that what the book is?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
well,
there's been a book
universe
about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Extended universe. I'm sorry. Yes, but this has already been done.
Really? Can you pull something up on it for me?
I read it a little bit once.
Hang on, I'll do it.
I didn't get too much into it, mainly because I don't know. I don't know why I didn't get into it.
The main character was a female, so that's a plus from Disney's standpoint.
Yeah.
And they had metal sabers.
We know their addiction to princesses. We know all about that. Dawn of the Jedi. Takes the name from Star Wars comic.
Yeah, they had a comic series as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a highly regarded novel.
Yeah, no, it was a very they didn't go too far into it.
Okay. I'm not seeing anything I can throw up on screen right here that is definitive, but it looks like
I got it over here. It's
okay, you got it. Okay.
Just some views of it. Dawn of the Jedi, and then
Mm-hmm.
this was the Dark Horse comic right here, and this was the actual book that they did.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an okay series, but that's what I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
It was about the journey. They all had to go on a journey to do whatever.
Do you think that they're going to use that as the formula for the movie they're going to make?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping for just cavemen that can use the Force.
Cavemen that can use the Force.
Yeah, I don't want any. I don't want any. I want like Apocalypto or Mel Gibson Apocalypto, and where they're just running through forests and running away from the bad guys. Yeah. That's what I want. That's the dawn. This is the very first people to use it. Why do they got to be all advanced and shit?
They're going on a journey. They're going to this mountain. They're going to throw a ring in the lava. It's the whole thing.
Excuse me, wrong.
They have a fellowship that goes with them. And,
right?
Yeah.
Right? What the hell, man?
No, I'm kidding. They have to do it themselves.
But that's the one that Mangold, the guy that is making this movie that nobody wants, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Dial of Destiny.
So they can replace. That's the whole point of this movie, is to replace Indiana Jones with Phoebe Waller or whatever her name
Ridge,
is.
Ridge. Whatever.
Phoebe Waller can't sell a ticket.
Yep.
Yeah, can't sell a ticket. That should change her name to that. Yes, absolutely. It's but anyway, let's hope that he can do something decent with a Star Wars movie. We got him, and then we're gonna get a movie that wraps up everything from the series. Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, the Mandalorian, all the stuff that's current time. Not Andor is before all of this stuff. But all of this is going to be wrapped up in a movie done by Dave Filoni.
Well, we've already got Andor wrapped up. And that's in Rogue One.
They did that first, and then they did.
Yeah.
These are actually Andor is actually a prequel to Rogue One, right?
And apparently Andor season 2 is going to bump up against Rogue One.
Yeah, it's supposed to go right into it. Yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, after what they did with the first season, I think it should be good. But interesting to see. I wonder, they're trying to take their planet back. Of course, we've got to see how many more episodes of Mandalorian are there. It's like 2, I think.
I think there's one more.
I think there's 2 more. I think. What was that last
this was
night?
episode 7.
Okay. So.
Next week is the chapter 24 is the finale.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Okay. So we've only got one more episode. No wonder this one was so good.
And we've only got one more after tonight. We'll only have one more episode of Picard.
Yeah. And that one's a good one too.
Yep.
But
a tale of 2 season 3s.
Yes, a tale of 2 season 3s. One's doing better than the other one. But I don't know whose crescendo is going to be better because I don't know. Picard may have peaked already. I don't know. We'll see. But we've got those 2 movies. And then apparently from what I was reading, the Daisy Ridley movie is going to take place 15 years after the events of Rise of Skywalker. And of course, everybody's doing memes and jokes about it. They're showing a pregnant Rey and all this other stuff. And, I'm
theorizing that she will have twins. Just to kind of go,
You think she'll have kids by the time we see her again?
It'd be crazy. It'd be more crazy. Triplets.
Well, I've heard one theory that now somebody said that they've introduced time travel into this universe. Have they?
Yes, they have.
Rebels.
It's in Rebels. Ahsoka Tano and Ezra Bridger enter a type of void time sphere thing. It had at least many roads, and it actually there was a fight between Ahsoka and Vader that actually Ahsoka died, and Ezra ended up saving her using this thing. So
okay,
yes,
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I'm not really either, but yes, it does exist in Star Wars in some form.
Because I've heard somebody say she's going to end up being the mother of Anakin Skywalker before it's over with. I was like, what? There's no way.
She's actually Shmi. She's
right.
Shmi Skywalker.
Right. And I'm like, what? No, there's no way they would do that.
Let's. I mean, we're in the age of betting. Let's put a prop bet up. Put up a bet, and
right?
Vegas will give us good odds, I'm sure.
Good odds on Rey giving birth to Anakin Skywalker through a time travel scenario. Yeah, that just sounds bizarre to me, man. I heard that the other day, and I was like,
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy,
right? It just keeps repeating. Just oh, come on, man. You can't do that to us. But that wasn't all that went on at the celebration. Of course, this is a big fan thing. It's like it's like a Comic-Con, but it's just Star Wars only, and it's very big. I mean, they did it for 4 days, and from all reports, it was pretty much packed. But they're taking the year off next year. I wanted to dive into that real quick. Let me get.
Well, it was the 30-year anniversary thing or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. So who celebrates the 31st?
Who celebrates the 31st? I don't know.
And it's not uncommon for them to skip a year. The whole COVID thing kind of got that.
That's true.
Off track. But
It says here, after the convention lands in London in April, Star Wars Celebration will be skipping 2024 to take a break until the following year. The biggest convention for all things Star Wars European fans will be getting a slice of action when Celebration lands in London in April, with dozens of celebrities attending. And I'm going to show you how many there were. I'm going to have to go to this thing one of these days. I really am. If they ever bring it back to the States. Lucasfilms will pull out all the stops and divulge New details about Star Wars TV shows, movies, books, and
Are
more.
you reading an article from before the event?
Yeah, it's before the event, but I'm trying to find the reason why they're not doing it. Official Star Wars website revealed the following this year Star Wars Celebration will be a brief hiatus for Lucasfilms on the convention circuit. After the event in Europe, the next Star Wars Celebration will not be held until 2025 at an as yet undisclosed location. Well, let's see. While this is disappointing news, the site attempts to encourage prospective attendees by assuring them they will have plenty of time to work on cosplay and refine their Wookiee roar and sharpen their lightsaber skills. So I guess they don't give us the reason in that article, but we know where it's going to be in 2025. It's going to be in Japan. This is that's crazy that they're going to do this in Japan, man. Imagine what those people are going to be like. You know what I mean?
There'll be another trilogy of movies that they announce.
Right.
That may or may not happen.
Right. Check out the guests that were at 2023, though. I mean, Andy Serkis was there. Billy D. Williams. I mean, all of these people, you guys might know who these people are. Anthony Daniels. I think he's always played C-3PO.
Ashley Eckstein is the voice of Ahsoka Tano in the.
Oh really? Yeah, I see. I see. Here's got her little.
Yeah, she has the blue. She has the blue streaks in her hair too. That's how you can recognize her.
Really?
As well. Yep.
Okay. Carl Weathers. I'm trying to see who is Denise Go. Who does she play?
She's in Andor.
Okay. Yeah, she's the
Deidre Miro.
She's one of the spies or something.
Well,
now the guy that plays Wedge here, Dennis Lawson. I've met him. I got his signature for Rhonda's son.
Nice.
He's a very cool dude. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
One of my favorite characters in Expanded Universe.
Oh, really?
Bradley Baker.
Wedge?
He voices all the clones in the animated.
Have you
series.
ever seen the? Real quick, just on a side note, have you guys ever seen the outtakes from the original Star Wars with Wedge in them?
Oh
yeah, or not Wedge, his buddy that gets blown up in the Death Star scene.
You're talking about Biggs.
Biggs. Yeah. Have you ever seen those? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
Now I stop to think about it. Yeah, I did see him.
Yeah, they're pretty cool scenes, man.
Big Dark Light. He had a Burt Reynolds look about him.
Yeah, he did. He had that mustache and everything. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's go back here. Yeah, of course, Ewan McGregor's there. I mean, yeah, Moff Gideon guy is here. What? How do you pronounce his name? Esposito.
Giancarlo.
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 Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a great actor, man. He's been in a lot of good stuff. Isn't he in Better Call Saul too?
Oh yeah. He was in the previous show, Breaking Bad. Yeah,
he was in Breaking Bad too.
He was the main bad guy. Yeah.
Oh wow, man. But yeah,
he was the main drug dealer.
Hayden Christensen was there, and there's videos. You guys can look up the videos from Star Wars Celebration of all their interviews.
Oh, he was getting a lot of love, Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, he was, and he needs to. Look, man, I don't care what anybody says. You watch what a bitch boy Luke was in the beginning of that story, and look at Hayden Christensen in the original in the prequels. He acts just like Luke does. Okay, I'm sorry. People that didn't like him as Anakin Skywalker, I'm like, you're full of shit. He was good, man. I enjoyed.
I think part of the problem was like I don't know if it was the writing or what, but the chemistry between him and Natalie Portman.
That was better. Horrible. Well, it had kind of a pedo vibe to it, man. I mean, damn. He was like
how much older she
8?
Was than him.
Yeah. That was the thing that kind of threw me off. Ian McDermott, of course, and let's see who else we got here. Oh, Mads Mikkelsen. Who does he play? Galen Erso.
He was in.
Galen was
in Rogue One. Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue One. That's
right. That's the girl's dad, right? Yeah. He played the girl's dad. Yeah, the guy that actually developed the Death Star, right?
Just real quick, Joe. I want the fellas to think of this. I had a question for because I have one in my mind. What's one? Like I said, think about it while we continue on here. What's one character from the extended universe that's not been brought back that you want brought back, that you would like to see in future iterations? Think about that, fellas.
You guys think about that, and we'll get to that.
Oh, I'm already getting my wish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Katie Sackhoff, of course, she's
and not one that's already coming.
Bo-Katan.
Oh,
that's right.
All I ever wanted them to bring forward is Thrawn, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah. No. I trust me. Me too. Can't count him. He's already coming.
You guys stop me if you see anybody that you want to talk about here. But yeah,
Min Wing Na.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'll go ahead and say Prince Zeiser.
Yeah.
The from.
Did I scroll past him?
Oh, you didn't. No. Show, and the other thing I wanted to do was you guys show like pictures.
Oh, you're talking about the guy you want brought back. I got
yeah.
Prince Zeiser. Okay. Of course, Rosario Dawson. Samantha Allen as a stormtrooper.
I don't know who that is.
Whatever. Don't even know who you are. Yeah. Now this guy's on Mandalorian, right? He's the one she dueled with last week, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. But yeah, and then oh my god, yeah. See, I saw her running and I just couldn't watch it. Warwick.
You know what's funny is that she had I saw a video where she's like, there was a part in the show where she's hiding under like a big overcoat.
Yeah.
With Qui-Gon or with the Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Even she was like, how could they not see?
How could they not see? Come on.
Even she saw
Clay Thomas answers your question. Mara Jade is who he wants to see.
Okay. Yeah, my goal was for the other two gentlemen to, and I'll show Mary Jade here too in a bit. Find some like Google video or Google photos of who you want brought back.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they had a lot of other people that are behind the scenes guys, and I'm not going to show all of that. I just wanted to, and of course Dave Filoni and Favreau were there and all that good stuff. So
McGregor's hair was odd looking.
Oh my God. Yeah, somebody put up a picture of him and I said, man, there's nothing worse than somebody that's acting like they're not the age they are, He colored his hair and it was like he froed it or something. He put like a poodle friggin' curl to it. And I'm like, what are you doing? You look like Vince McMahon without the mustache. What in the fuck are you doing, man?
Someone on Twitter said it looked like a cartoon bomb had gone off.
Oh, it's just horrible,
because he's got the mustache and everything.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wanted to show, and I don't need any sound for this, so I will just go ahead and, well, I'm gonna have to redo it because it's a different screen. Hang on. I want to go ahead and show the cosplay video because that's one of the things that I really get into, and you guys can tell me who you recognize in the thing and we can go through it. But this is the best cosplay of the weekend, and I don't really need the sound for this because it's just music over it. There's nobody talking or anything. But go ahead, sir.
I had to look him up, but I remembered his name and I had to look up the name. It's Corin Horn.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Ah! Did he steal your thunder, Knock?
We weren't supposed to actually talk about it yet. I wanted you guys to think about it. But yes, that was mine. And I wanted to go in a little bit more detail about them, but go ahead. Yeah.
Hey, we'll do it in a second. We can do it now. We can always show my stuff in a minute. Do you want me to put your screen up?
Well, John has to think of a new one because I already had that one. So.
Doc, you can pick the guy that took over for Cornhorn when
you guys regroup while we watch the cosplay, the best cosplay of the weekend. Yeah, we got Ewoks, we got Darth Maul. Who is that? Who is that?
Probably. What's her name? I think it might have been Dooku's apprentice.
Yeah,
okay.
Or it could have been. There was maybe
a Night Sister.
Well, it could be a Night Sister. I was also thinking about in the Old Republic, there was a red Twi'lek Sith.
Do the lightsabers mean anything? The color of the lightsabers? It looks like they're gold or yellow.
Yeah, not really.
No telling. Okay.
It might just. I mean, a lot of these folks make up their own characters too.
That's true. It's true.
No.
Well, that's Kylo, of course.
No, that's made up.
Yeah. That's made up. Kylo. Hey, man, let me ask you this. This has been bugging the shit out of me. Why in the fuck did they take Kylo Ren's helmet off the beginning of the fucking Star Wars shows? Why the fuck did they do that? He's the best thing in their trilogy, and they took him off of there. Have you noticed that?
What?
Well, I mean,
don't tell me because he's dead, because Darth Vader's helmet's on there too.
As far as like why they had Kylo Ren take his helmet off in the first, in the Force Awakens.
If you watch the TV shows, they show before every show they rifle through a bunch of different helmets, droid heads, and all that shit. And Kylo Ren's has been taken off. You guys haven't noticed this?
No.
Yeah.
Yep. His head is not there anymore. It bugs the shit out of me every time I see it.
Maybe he's not on Team Star Wars anymore. And,
maybe he's not.
Their social media took him off. And...
Maybe the movie 65 pissed him off, huh? Is that what it is?
64.
Lucasfilm wouldn't be petty.
Okay, so this guy.
That's a good one right there. Now that is what is his name?
Malgus.
Malgus, Darth Malgus. He's from the Old Republic. Really cool videos you can look up on YouTube. He attacks the Jedi Temple and actually demolishes it with a force of Sith. They basically the Sith Empire that invades the Republic, the Old Republic, basically just decimated them, and they took over Coruscant. And this guy it was badass. He walked into the Jedi Temple all by himself. And the Jedi Master that was there at the time walks up to him, and all the Jedi are looking from the balconies and, just looking at like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden you see a ship come up from behind. There's a window in the front of the temple that you can see through, and the ship just slams into the front of the Jedi Temple, crashes it. The temple drops the little back end there, and and a ramp comes down, and you just see red lightsabers light up, and then they just come out of the transport and just mess up the Jedi. It's an awesome video.
Really? Is this a fan video or
no? This is the start of the MMO, The Old Republic.
Okay, I got you. Okay, all right. I'll definitely have to check that out then. Yeah. I knew I had seen him somewhere before. Is that the only reference to him? Is Knights of the Old Republic, or?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
There's some books with them in it where he kind of gets kind of pissed off at them because he wanted to keep, because they actually stopped fighting after they took the Jedi Temple, and they got into peace talks, and he was pissed off about that. It's like, what peace? Why are we talking peace? We need to kill these guys. Like, no, he was mad. So.
Yeah. I thought this was neat. I like the robot he's got on his back. This is the guy from Fallen Order.
Yeah, that's
the video game. What's his name again, John?
Cal Kestis.
Yeah. And when Survivor comes out at the end of the month, doesn't it?
Sure
28th.
does.
Yeah. I got to finish Fallen Order. I haven't finished Fallen Order yet, man.
I finished that a couple months ago, finally.
Yeah. I've got to pull it out. I think I'll probably play it tomorrow night. I do my video games the next 2 nights. So
the final fight and the fights in the cutscene are worth all the struggle.
Oh.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Well, what turned me off of it, it has a lot of Tomb Raider type puzzle solving, and I just hate that crap.
Yeah, and then the having to go back to get areas because you didn't have the abilities.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, back and forth. All right, let's see.
I hope they tone that down for the second one.
Is that Phasma?
Oh, cool. No, because she didn't have gold. She had silver.
Okay. Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
A Wookiee Jedi?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the expanded universe of the Wookiee Jedi.
There's also one in Bad Batch as well.
Really?
So there might be one at Rey's Academy.
Oh, how cool is that, man?
Yeah. And he's young in Bad Batch.
So he might be a master or maybe one of the trainers.
Now that's Ahsoka and a clone warrior, right?
That's probably
Rex.
Yeah,
that's Rex. Look at the helmet.
Yeah. Who?
Rex. He's one of the clone troopers that Ahsoka got the chip out of his head, and the one that caused Order 66.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Order 66 wasn't voluntary by the.
I love that ad up there, man. That's cool as hell.
You know, there's a theory that Rex is in Return of the Jedi.
Dark helmet. Yeah.
He's got coffee. I like it.
Dark helmet. Nothing better than that, man.
It's the guy in the middle. He's the one that had the mom in Andor that
right. Yeah.
Rated him.
The next video is
she was like a caricature of like the nagging Jewish or Italian mother.
Yes.
You know.
I was waiting for him to kill her. I really thought he was going to kill her by the end of the series. I really did, man. The way she was nagging him. But yeah, that's some of the fun stuff the fans get to do when they go to these things, man. I really dig the cosplay end of it because I don't know how much you two know, but I know Knock knows that I cosplay my own character at Comic-Cons. That guy I'm drawing back there, I've got the tri-cornered hat and the whole 9 yards, man. We were the hit of the Mardi Gras ball, or it's not a ball, it's a jazz brunch they do for Barks and Meow, and everybody loved it, especially Foxy's outfit. She looked just like the Royal Fox. It was pretty neat, man. She did a great job on her makeup and everything. It was cool. But that's some of the fun you can have at these conventions, is dressing up like your favorite characters. If I was going to dress up as anybody, I would dress up like Qui-Gon Jinn. He's my favorite Jedi. So, you know, I would definitely dress up like that dude.
I'd probably do Revan.
Revan? Oh,
here's my cosplay.
Okay. Kingpin. Check him out, man. That's badass, dude. That's awesome.
That's actually one of the moths. One of the moths in one of the Star. I don't know. He would be a moth. He would be a moth.
Head and the no beard.
Would he be a grand moth or just a moth?
Nah, I think he would just be a moth. He would want it.
Thanos is a grand moth, right?
He would want the desire to be a grand moth, but he would only attain a moth.
Gotcha. That's cool, man.
Moths are basically governors.
Okay, so let's talk about these characters that you want to bring into the current universe.
Yeah. So, John, you said I pick another one, but the first one I have it on. If you want to pull me over,
I got it, man. Go ahead.
So this is Mara Jade. This is E. Clay Thomas's Thomas one. She was really cool character.
Wasn't she Luke's wife or something like that?
She was. She ended up being, but she was first the Emperor's hand. And Thrawn hinted at that there might have been more, but I don't know if that was ever confirmed or not. But basically, she was trained with some Force abilities. She was never really necessarily evil, but she was an agent for the Emperor Palpatine. He could, convey his thoughts to her over the galaxy, basically. Yeah. But she had the highest standing, highest of security codes, and could get into anywhere that she needed to because of him. But after Palpatine, died, nobody knew about her really. She could, relay some security codes and get some activation, but for the most part, no one knew who she was because she was that, secretive. She was a spy, she was a saboteur, she was an assassin kind of thing. Yeah. And when the Emperor died, he imprinted a directive into her to kill Luke Skywalker. And this is where Heir of the Jedi comes in, because she falls with Talon Karrde, who's the leader of a pirate gang or privateers, and becomes second in command of his group. And they meet up with Luke, and all this stuff happens, and they end up fighting Jorah Sabath, who was a clone, and Thrawn had used Sabath and also was creating clones using a secret cloning facility under a mountain where Sabath was originally, just hiding, not really hiding, which is kind of there. And it ended up, Sabath actually was going crazy. He actually took over the Mount Tantus little base and created a clone of Luke with Luke's hand. That got lost in the movies. Yeah, they used the DNA from his hand to clone a Luke clone, and then Mara Jade ended up killing the clone, thus freeing her from the directive. And then Luke kind of, got under her skin and, kind of converted her in a way. Eventually, she joins his little new Jedi Order for just a little bit. She didn't like it very much. It wasn't her style, but she learned some stuff. And then over time, got together with Luke. They had a kid, which was Ben Skywalker. And then later on, just kind of make it a little shorter, she was killed by Jason Solo, who turned into Darth Caedus.
Yep.
Yep. Started out as the Emperor's ass. I mean, the Emperor's hand.
The Emperor's ass, huh? Yeah.
So that's Mara Jade. So she really cool character. Would definitely like to see her. She's, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, she could still come into the series. It would just have to be a timeline with Luke Skywalker before he starts the Academy, pretty much. Which there'd be time, like what he did in between, besides hiding on that planet. So there's a chance. I mean, story wise, there is a hole that she can fill or be filled.
Yeah,
but
right.
Not be careful what you wish for with Disney Star Wars though, because you may hear you'll see somebody looking off camera and say, "I can't believe it, it's Mara," and it'll be Margaret Chow with red hair, and it'll be bad.
So but I do agree that Mara Jade would be a cool character. Now, the one that I picked that I actually didn't have to remember, didn't have to look up because I know this guy very well, is Corran Horn. Corran Horn was he was a Corellian, or he is a Corellian, and he was part of Wedge Antilles. He joined the Rogue Squadron. It was later discovered that he had Force abilities. Luke had actually asked him to come join his new academy that he was setting up, but Corran Horn refused it because he was searching for prisoners that he was trying to search for before he could commit. So
I'm
years
fighting
later,
back, making a joke. I really am. Oh God.
So, but
Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me?
So he would eventually, his wife went missing, and he used Luke to train in the ways of the Jedi to help find her. And then so he turned into he was a big factor in the Yevon Vong War, where he actually went toe to toe with one of the generals of the Yevon Vong. The Yevon Vong were a race of beings that the Force didn't touch them.
Yeah,
really
I've heard
cool.
of them.
And he tried to do a one-on-one battle with one of the generals, where he's like, if I win, you don't destroy this planet. And the general took him up on it, but then he ended up winning, but they destroyed the planet anyways. So
nice.
Yeah,
Way
he
to
tried.
Keep your word, bro.
He tried, and then he kind of shied away from stuff after that. But he was a Jedi Master, so he was a really cool character.
Yeah, it sounds cool. It's just the name just makes me think Cornholio.
Them destroying that planet anyway. That's just Yuzon wrong.
Yeah,
sorry.
All right, so that's what I had.
Okay, who did you say, John?
I didn't, because mine kept getting taken by Knox.
Well, one of them didn't count because it was it's already happening.
I didn't think I'd have one, but I actually have one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Talon Card.
Who is Talon Card?
He was a smuggler, an information broker. Think a combination Han Solo, Billy D. Williams, Han Solo and Lando. He was real instrumental in the Thrawn books. And he ended up being an ally of the Skywalkers and the Solos, but
you put me on again, Joe.
Got it.
Definitely not of the New Republic.
Okay.
They didn't trust him, obviously.
Now he had pet. I don't know how you pronounce them, John. Were they Forces or something like that? These little dog things, these were actually on a planet that they hunt creatures that use the Force.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
really?
the Yevon Vong actually turned them into another species and used them as Jedi hunters.
Wow.
And so and they were very dangerous because they hunted by the Force, so the Jedi couldn't hide from them.
Yeah.
So they hunted him down using a form of these creatures until Anakin Solo led a mission with some of the other teens, Jason Solo, Jaina Solo, and some others, including his girlfriend, to find the queen and kill it so it would stop producing these beasts. And that's where Anakin Solo sacrificed himself at the age of, I believe, 11, and was killed and turned himself into pure force that was so much for his body to handle that it destroyed his body. And they ended up killing the queen, and it saved a lot.
That picture of Robert Downey Jr. down there must be a fantasy.
Yeah, there's a couple. I like this one the best right here.
Yeah.
If there was ever a Talon Karad, I would love to see this guy play him.
Yeah.
By the way, Joe, the new Jedi Order book series.
Yeah.
It spared no one. Like, be prepared if you ever read that. Be prepared for main characters to bite the
whacked.
dust.
Game of Thrones, Star Wars style, huh?
The Chewbacca death is one of my favorites of all time.
They had to drop a moon on him to kill him.
Yeah, I heard that.
I told the story to Joe before. I definitely told the story to Joe before.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
one of my favorite parts of that one was like, Jesus.
What's the name of this book series? What is it?
That was probably the New Jedi Order.
Yeah,
I think that
New
was
Jedi Order. Yep.
Wow.
I don't know if that was. There's several ones. There's like the Young Jedi, and then there's New Jedi, and there's several book series.
What about you, Matt? Who's your character you want to see?
I'm gonna have to say, let me try to present here.
You said Prince Visor.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, Zizer.
Yep.
From Shadows of the Empire.
So Prince Zizer.
Is that it? God, you're right on the other side of my camera. Yeah. Prince Zizer, huh?
Yep. Okay. So he was a Faline, I believe is how it's pronounced, but they could produce pheromones to seduce the ladies, and he did seduce Princess Leia.
Try to.
Or Leia at one point. Tried to, yeah. But he was the leader of Black Sun, which was a crime syndicate.
Oh,
and
shit!
Just an overall bad dude.
He was a rival of Darth Vader's, trying to get attention from Palpatine. He actually wanted to oust Vader
as his apprentice. Become
the second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not he had no force powers to speak of. He just wanted to be second in command.
Wow.
And
yeah, a lot of people forget in the first movie. I was talking to my wife about this earlier. I was like, because we were talking about Moff Gideon and what his rank was, and I said he's not a Grand Moff. I said a Grand Moff is like Tarkin, the guy in the first movie. The guy that actually Darth Vader actually listened to. He was sent there by the Emperor to work for him. He was actually an underling of Grand Moff Tarkin. So a lot of people forget that Darth wasn't exactly the second in command when we first met him in the movies. You know what I mean? He was pretty much sent out by the Emperor to help out his forces around the galaxy, man. It was pretty neat stuff. Well, the guy I think we should add to this mix, if they ever do it, and I've said this ever since, and this, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I am, but I'm pretty sure this is part of the canon they got rid of, and that is Galen Merrick from The Force Unleashed. I would love to see this guy.
Oh, Star Killer.
Yeah, Star Killer. Yeah.
And the actor he's a big fan of the genre.
He's a huge Star Wars geek.
Yes, he is. He's a really good actor too. It's my favorite Star Wars video game they've ever made. I like the first one better than I do the second one. But what's cool about the second one is he gets 2 lightsabers. He can really fuck shit up with that in the second one. But I love the story. I love the lore that the actual symbol of the rebel, the symbol of the rebellion, the marker they put on all their ships and stuff is his family crest. I thought that was really cool, man. I love the entire lore of this story right here. I dug, and I love this poster. It says episode 3.5. You know what I mean? Because it takes place, between the first 2 episodes of Star Wars. I really dug the Force Unleashed. That's the guy. Star Killer is the guy I'd love to see, and I can't remember the girl's name that was his pilot, but she was cool too. I mean, everything about this game I love. I'm in the middle of doing a playthrough of it right now. So that would be the one knock that I would like to see.
You had the robot that could change into many different forms.
Yeah. It was his training robot, right? It was always attacking. It was it's kind of like his Kato, right?
Star Wars.
Jumping from out of nowhere, right? If you guys have never seen the Pink Panther movies, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But Kato attacks the Inspector Clouseau at every chance he gets. So yeah, what? Oh, you got something for us there, man? What you got?
Oh yeah, this is Sam. We're talking about the Darth Maul and Obi-Wan battle in Rebels.
Let it rip, man.
Way back, so when Maul does his thing, the first thing Obi-Wan does is he does his sort of his kid self. He turns into Ewan McGregor for a second, and then takes a breath and goes, "Oh no, that was the mistake. That's the guy that fought in the war. We learned that was not the way to go. Mistakes were made back then. I'm actually Ben Kenobi." And he goes to the Alec Guinness pose. And then he's like, let's see if I can play the same trick on Maul. And then he assumes the Qui-Gon Jinn pose, thus cueing Maul up, who's still 14-year-old high school guy, bully, whatever, cues Maul up to try the same move that he tried on Qui-Gon. I mean, it's a very interesting interplay between the two. You're like, move, counter move, psychological game. And it all has to do with a huge misunderstanding on the part of Maul. He does not get what he's looking at. He doesn't understand it until he gets hit by the lightsaber. Then he's like, because he sees this guy and he's like, he's a old desert rat. He's nothing, and it's time to end this. Finally, there were many times I could have ended it. There were times where I tried to end it but didn't. There are times I've hurt this person.
All right. Yeah. So you could tell, like, just the way he talks about it. I didn't want to play too long, but he's all in. He's all into.
Oh, no doubt.
So there's another clip, I could never find it, but he actually talks about the accent that he came up for Darth Maul, which is pretty cool too. But
he's a voice actor for Darth Maul.
He voices Darth Maul in the series. Yes.
Oh, okay.
He also voiced him in the end of Solo.
Really?
When you see Maul sitting on in the hologram.
Yeah.
That's actually that's Ray Parks in the costume. In the makeup, but it's Sam Witwer's voice.
Well, it never was his voice in any of the movies. I don't remember who did it in the original one, but it's not Ray Parks. Matter of fact, the only time I think we've ever heard Ray Parks' voice was when he was Frog in the X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Well,
my one criticism of Darth Maul in whether it be Clone Wars mainly, but also Rebels, is that he was a chatty Cathy. I mean, he talked.
Yeah, right.
And
he was stuck in the sewers for a couple of years. He was probably, he's probably a little lonely. He'd let some stuff out. He'd been crazy. He'd been crazed in the sewers for a long time. So until his brother found him.
By the way, if John doesn't have a second choice or a third choice or whatever we burn through for him.
No, he did Talon Karad.
I can give him one. Zeltrons. They were a kind of a purplish pink race of people that were very gregarious back in the old Marvel comics, and they were also kind of randy.
Okay.
Put it one way. So we're just wanting an entertaining species to add to the list.
Man, wow. Well, I mean, dude, the lore, it continues to expand. What you can laugh at me all you want. One of the things I love are the droid smiths they've come up with. I don't know what race they are, but those guys, Babu Frick, is that I love them, dude. I think they are awesome. I've cracked up when Grogu grabbed one of them. I thought that was funny as shit, like he was a little doll or something.
And this one, he's going, bad baby,
right? I loved it, man. That was one. If there was one highlight in Rise of Skywalker, it was Babu Frick. Yeah, I dug that dude.
I would have. I did criticize the episode 6 of Mando. I would have given it. I would have elevated it from like maybe a D to a B though, if they would have had if Lizzo would have consumed Grogu. Just
she just eaten Grogu.
Right, but
that was just look. I was totally thrown off when they got into this monorail going to Epcot Center. I was like, "What the fuck is this? Is this like meta Star Wars or something? They're going into the fucking theme park. What the hell's going on?"
Yeah.
Well, to go back to this last episode of Mando, that whole scene in the Coruscant underbelly. I want an entire series, cyberpunk series set in.
What a cool environment, man. Yeah, definitely. Well, we saw some of that in which one is it? Is it the beginning of my God, it's the one where they try and kill her. It's gotta be the second one, right? Isn't that the death stick scene? Do you want any death sticks? Yeah. Isn't that Attack of the Clones?
Well, there was going to be like a Star Wars Underworld series.
1313.
Yeah.
Then you had the video game 1313, like that were both kind of set.
It was supposed to be something like that. Yeah.
Same area.
And they never finished it. Yeah. I heard a lot of people were pissed about that.
Yeah, they had trailers.
But yes, I'm with you, man. That would be very freaking cool. I'd love to see that.
And I'm curious with the movie. I'm wondering, there is an underlying story that none of the canon has gone to as far as extended universe. And that's the whole reason why Thrawn joined Palpatine in the first place. They cover a little bit in the books, but there's an actual reason why Thrawn did join, and that was because of the forces that were coming that Palpatine was preparing for. There's an underlying threat that Thrawn was actually worried about, and was also preparing for in the unknown regions. In his home, they knew about it, and then Palpatine, he told Palpatine about it, and Palpatine was trying to, quell the rebellions to prepare for this threat that was going to hit the galaxy. Wondering if that's ever actually going to appear in this new canon.
From what I understand, from what you've told me about this guy Thrawn, he plays four-dimensional chess, right?
Yep.
He's a genius, basically, right?
Oh yeah.
And
he can look at a society's art and find weaknesses in that society.
That's crazy.
He's not perfect. He's definitely not perfect. They're like, and it showed it in the books where he kind of outthought himself in a way. It doesn't.
He outcoached himself.
It doesn't. He underestimated the one of the things was there was a transfer of people between Millennium Falcon and Lando's ship, and he thought neither one would ever leave their ship. Well, it turned out that Han left the Millennium Falcon to Leia to do that, and Thrawn was like, no, he would never leave the Millennium Falcon. Well, he did for Leia. So there was some it was very small stuff, and it didn't happen very often. But there was some things he would get wrong, and it ended up costing him in the end.
These are different cosplay pictures, by the way. I'm just showing them while we're talking.
Yeah, Joe, Thrawn would definitely coach the Chargers. Analytics.
Right? Yeah, analytics. Right? It'd be a downfall.
He would watch a lot of football tape, and he would know exactly where to get the ball thrown to.
Right.
And he would direct. He would coach his team. He would be the Bill Belichick of
gotcha.
Yeah,
that's what I've been led to believe, that this guy is just a total genius. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. Really am, man. I've heard a lot about him over the years. I've never seen any of the cartoon stuff with him in it or read any of the books, but
wasn't the forces he was concerned about, wasn't that the Yuzin Vong, or however you say it?
I thought so, but I was also thinking it might have been the She-Rook. I'm not really sure.
They were in the Truce of Bakur, I believe.
Yeah, but I think Palpatine made a deal with them, and then he died, and then couldn't keep up his.
All bets are off.
So I'm not too sure, but I think it might have been the Yuzin Vong, but I don't know if Thrawn died before he can share with them. I'm curious of how they play that. So I think so, but I got the impression that the Yuzin Vong came out of unknown space and like the void of not even unknown space, not the unknown region, but just the void.
Well, he came from beyond the unknown. He came from beyond the unknown region because they're from another galaxy. They left their galaxy on those generational ships. Remember?
Maybe he doesn't remember.
Well, it was like they came out of nowhere. So I don't know how Thrawn's people would have known about them. That's the thing.
An RKO.
An RKO out of nowhere, baby. Out of nowhere. That's right. Well, before we get out of here, I want to definitely talk about. Let me pull this out. I want to show you guys because there's geeks out there that do this. We got merchandise, guys. We got merchandise. I wish I still had all the toys I had when I was a kid. I mean, I didn't know how much this stuff was going to be worth. I blew up my friggin' Millennium Falcon with M80s when I was a kid, man. I mean, shit. If I'd have known what it was going to be worth, I'd still have them all in the boxes. You know what I mean?
to quote Yogurt, merchandising.
Right? Damn it. And they put out a lot of new stuff apparently at the celebration this year. Let's say they have a must-have Black Series and vintage collection figures, including the best Darth Vader ever. Apparently, this helmet pulls apart just like it does in Return of the Jedi. It comes apart the same way on that figure. And
the newest Black Series. This Black Series has been out for years.
Has it? Yeah. They've got Force Ghost ones apparently, with this kind of odd looking overcoat that makes them look like Force Ghost guys.
That's the wrong Skywalker in there, by the way.
Yeah. If you ask me, it is too. They shouldn't have changed any of that shit, man. They really shouldn't have. Hang on. Let's talk about that real quick. That has always bugged me that they changed that guy to Hayden Christensen.
I think the rationale behind it was the last point he was an actual Jedi, because Sith don't do Force Ghosts. So
the last time he was an actual Jedi was when he killed the Emperor.
He came back. Redemption.
That is redemption, but no. I think that was the rationale, but I don't know.
I just
I'm not saying I agree with it. I was just saying I think that.
I used to have the original copies of those movies, and I wish I had not given them up, man. I had them on VHS.
My parents still have it on VHS.
I wish I'd have kept them because you can't get them now. You can't get them anywhere.
I've got them. I've got the box set.
Do you?
Of the original? Yeah.
Can't get them now. They're all the fucking digitally enhanced ones. The one with fucking Jabba the Hutt and Harrison Ford in the same scene. I'm like, oh God, come on,
Have you seen the clips of the Jabba the Hutt as a man?
Yeah. I've seen it. Yeah.
Interesting. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, but they've got. Now, I've never liked these things. Wasn't Mando flying one of these things? This one actually is an N1 starfighter with Grogu in it. In the back.
I really wish I could see it. It looks. I'm sure it's.
Awesome. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's so cool, guys. You got to see this. It's so great.
Shut up, asshat.
No prisoners.
Yeah, there he is, right there.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can blow this up just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you got.
By the way, Return of the Jedi is coming to theaters from April 28th to May 4th.
Yeah.
The 28th through May 4th?
Yeah, anniversary.
May the 4th be with you? Whoa, get down.
And the poster for it is cool.
Really? Pull it up for me. I'll show it, man.
If that R2-D2 doesn't have jetpacks, I don't want them.
Right. Certainly. Stands with certain accessories.
Wait, okay. I think I recognize that hat.
Hang on, let's see. E. Clay Thomas says, killing a Sith gets you a pass into Jedi heaven. Yeah, there you go. And how many versions do you get?
There he is.
That dude.
That's Cad Bane.
Cad Bane? Yeah. Who is he?
He was in
Mandalore.
Hey man, I don't pay it. I don't.
He's the one that shot. He's the one that shot. What's his name? Timothy Oliphant.
Cobb.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. Last season?
Was that last season? I think so. Okay.
He was in.
No, it was in Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Yeah.
He was in Boba Fett.
No wonder I haven't seen it.
That's
Okay,
what it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Mando, Boba Fett. Same thing.
He looks like a pimp to me. Is he like a droid pimp?
He's a bounty hunter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, those those tubes coming off his face.
Yeah.
Those are specifically so he doesn't get force choked. They can force choke, but he can still breathe.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, cool. Chatterback Chopper? What is that?
Chopper. You saw him. He was
Chopper.
he was the one waving his robot arms in the Ahsoka trailer. He's in Rebel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
He murdered a lot of people in that show. Like,
oh yeah.
Really?
He kicked droids out of the ship and let them die. Like, he's a murderer. He's awesome. He's an
E.
awesome
Clay Thomas says a gunslinger bounty hunter. Cool. He
Yep.
looks like a pimp to me. It must be the hat. But yeah,
Chopper's pretty cool. He is a
I like
murderer,
his color.
Yeah.
Orange is my favorite color, as you guys know.
He's
And here's more orange.
I
Replica
want that
helmet
hat.
that brings back
nice.
all the feels.
That's one of
this is Ahsoka's.
Ahsoka's. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Was it? She had a regiment of the 100 or the 501st that was specifically loyal to her. They still turned on her with Order 66, except for Rex.
Wow.
But they all painted their helmets with that orange to match her face markings.
I got you. Okay. And then this is Lego offers eye-catching dioramas and Ultimate Collector series update. Yeah, we know Lego's a huge one. Check these fools.
Oh, nice.
Fighting in front of the Emperor. Cool.
Look, there's the 40th anniversary poster too.
Yeah, it's on all of these pieces. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we got the Bad Batch season 2, the Black Series treatment. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. I hear it's good.
Fortec.
You know, Wrecker is basically Zeb.
This guy almost looks like an Indian right here.
He's pretty cool. He's the leader of the group.
Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's she's an interesting one. She's actually a clone too. She's a female, which is kind of
okay. Cool.
We're going into that story.
And it's not you can't just say Omega, Joe. It's Omega.
Omega. I got it. Got to get the right inflection there. Yeah.
I got to read more into this. This is still a little bit unknown to me because I haven't read most. I've read the first book.
Looks like we got hurricane warnings on the flags there.
Yeah, this is the High Republic. This is the 200 years before the movies.
Yeah. I guess these are just books they've got. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what these are. Hang on, let me blow this up so you can see it.
I got so much.
Trials of the Jedi.
That must be the new series.
The Eye of Darkness by George Mann, adult novel, Random House. Escape from Balo. I'll send you a link to this if you want it.
So in the first book, it was kind of interesting. Basically, they ran into a group of like pirates that would had some sort of special ability to go wherever they wanted in hyperspace in a super quick way. And it turned out that they had someone that was guiding them navigationally through these pockets that could get them wherever they needed to go, like super fast. And the pirates utilized that to, get ahead and get away, get in and out really quickly. It was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've got lists of these stories that you can check out. And it gives the dates they're being put out to, all the way through. This last one looks like it finishes up in spring of 2025. So
I believe those may have geode in it. The rock. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that he doesn't fall on you. Like that's his one power.
Wow.
If someone pushes him, he could fall on you.
Honey, I Shrunk the Funko. Apparently they've got tiny Funkos. Yeah. I got Funko Pops if you're into that. Now this looked cool to me because I saw the AT-AT. I love the AT-ATs, by the way. I think they're just the most cool Imperial fucking vehicle there is. But Jazzwares, anybody heard of this before? Recreates the Battle of Endor. So I guess this is just like a mini figure type setup. There's the Millennium Falcon right there. Hang on, let me blow it up.
Those are like the micro machines.
Okay.
Yeah, the Micro series. They're doing a lot. The Micro Galaxy. They're doing a lot of that. They actually have little figures that can go into.
Yeah, I didn't even see this down there. It says Micro Galaxy. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that. Oh, okay. Young Jedi Adventures. That's the one.
That's the one that's coming out.
That's the other trailer that I didn't grab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Looks like a Saturday morning cartoon version of Star Wars.
Sure.
So yeah, you guys that are junkies of the wares, the toys and stuff. Which, hey man, I can't knock it. The biggest guy in our sphere, friggin' Gary from Nerdrotic, his room is covered in figures. I don't know if you've ever seen his backdrop, but that is all nothing but superhero figures, man. So, and I think him and Az do a Hot Toys show, don't they? Where they show off their stuff or something like that.
I haven't seen it for a while.
Yeah.
That means I get another Ahsoka Tano Funko Pop.
Yes. Absolutely.
Series.
Yep, for sure. So what are you guys looking forward to the most out of everything that was announced?
That's pretty clear cut. John can answer
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
In particular, Thrawn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see Thrawn for the first time. Huh?
Can't wait, man. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
You know, John, what would be the biggest twist in all this is if they went the route of the duo book, where 15 years later, after Thrawn was killed, they had that they did a duology book where they this Moff, who was pretty much part of the remnants of the Imperial remnants, actually hired an actor to play Thrawn. He actually gave him plastic surgery, made him blue, turned his eye red, and all that good stuff. And he played Thrawn. He actually partnered up with an Imperial guardsman who was like super high up, like one of Palpatine's guards. And he actually they had found Thrawn's 5-year plan to taking over the galaxy, basically. And the guardsman and this Moff teamed up with this actor to fool everyone into thinking that Thrawn was back.
Wow.
And I thought about that when I saw this. I was like, man, if they did something like that where it's not actually Thrawn, because in the show they kind of hint at, like, where is he?
Where is he? Yeah. Well, we don't want to give it away for Matt there, but yeah, he comes.
I just thought that would be I don't know if they would actually do that. I just think it would be an interesting twist if it turns out that he's actually an actor.
Disney's already done that with Iron Man.
Yeah.
With the Mandarin.
Yeah, with the man. Yeah, but still.
Now let's hope they don't.
Yeah, I'm just saying that thought crossed my mind. That's all. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but I did think that would be a huge
pull off the biggest hoax ever pulled on the galaxy.
Yeah, it turns out it's not even Thrawn. Like, that would be the big that would be. I think that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, if it happens, you heard it here first.
Right? You've heard that there is precedent here, boys and girls, in the books and stuff. I was just asking while you were gone.
Call him Doom Knock.
Right? Doom Knock. Oh, God. Doomcock. Yeah, that maniac there, man. I've recently, ever since Star Wars Celebration started happening, I started watching a lot more Star Wars Theory. I started watching his channel a lot more to get bathed back in it, because I really, I know I've missed some of the series because that Boba Fett series just looked dumb to me after the first episode of it, but I'm enjoying Mandalorian, and I think Andor's the best thing they've put on TV so far. So, and there's stuff that I dig about Star Wars still, and like I said, I love Babu Frick out of the worst movie they've made, so there is good stuff there.
I sent Joe a picture that I was actually playing Knights of the Old Republic while watching the Star Wars movies at the same time.
Yeah, he was.
And
he was
I'm on The Emperor Strikes Back. I'm actually going to do the sequels. I'm watching all the movies, and I'll probably go into the TV shows next. But I'm going to keep playing Knights of the Old Republic while watching shows on the side, too. All the way through the next month.
He is a maniac, man.
I'm fully, and then I'm going to get back in. I've somewhat got back into some of the books. I reread the X-Wing series, which is one of my favorite series with Wedge Antilles. But I think I'm going to get back into the new stuff. I want to get caught up on everything new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got all this stuff coming out.
I guess I'm going to have to watch that. I don't get the point of friggin' Obi-Wan, but I guess I'll have to watch that.
I just got the tie-in novel for Cal Kestis for the new Jedi Survivor.
There's a
really
novel?
There's a novel.
Yeah,
in there?
there's a novel that takes place.
I got to catch up.
Damn. Takes place between Jedi
Fallen
Order and Jedi Survivor.
Okay.
All right, Amazon, do your thing. Where you at?
What's the name of it?
I have to look it up. Hang on.
Okay.
Give me just
try
a
it.
second.
Order book, maybe.
But yeah, I was asking when you were gone, Matt, what they're looking forward to out of the current
Battle
slate of what
Scars
they're planning on doing.
by Sam Maggs with 2 G's.
So do you have a different opinion? Because they were all in for Ahsoka. Both of them are.
I'm probably most looking forward to the James Mangold movie just because he is a competent director. I mean, not everything he's made is great, but like I really like Logan, and he had 1 or 2 other movies that he did that I like. So I would say the James Mangold Dawn of the Jedi movie, if they do it right.
Mm-hmm.
So like in the Dawn of the Jedi comics and in the novel, again, the comics had a limited run. I think it was 15 issues.
Mm-hmm.
But between the comics and then the novel,
this is the Dark Horse series, right?
Yeah, the Dark Horse series, and then there was a Del Rey book. But they got a little bit into the Rakata, which was an ancient alien species that died out or became irrelevant, but they dominated the galaxy. Yeah, yeah, but they dominated the galaxy. In the lead up to the Dawn of the Jedi area. So in the lead up to prior to 25,000 years before Episode 4, they were the predominant rulers of the galaxy.
Okay, all right.
They stuffed themselves basically.
Yeah. Well, out of all of it, I mean, Ahsoka looks good to me. It looks good. Out of the 3 movies that they're proposing, I mean, they've got a big hill to climb with that friggin' Rey movie. They really do. Though I would say that the one that interests me most is probably the one that's going to wrap up all the Disney series, the Mandalorian one that Filoni's doing. That's the one I'd be looking forward to seeing.
I will say if we get a pregnancy scene in that movie with Rey, I'm going to be kind of furious. I had enough of that. I had enough of that with House of Dragon. I had plenty of it. I don't need more. I just don't need it. That's just not something I need in my.
It'll probably be a flashback.
My entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I'm over the first scenes. I'm done with those.
Turns out that one kiss impregnated her through the Force.
Yep.
Right.
I've also seen
she's going to have Kylo Ren's kids.
Speculation on some streams that that Rey's child will be a a she, them, her, he.
Well,
it was made in jest, but you never know.
God.
You know what's interesting about that though is that it could have been Palpatine that did it too, because the one that originally did it with was Darth Plagueis.
Incest on a galactic scale.
I'm just saying, it was Darth Plagueis that did that, and that was Palpatine's master. So
they had Luke and Leia making out in the very first movie.
Well, they did.
Several
yes,
times.
They did. And
so I'm just saying
that's kind of cringeworthy with the.
There was a moments there.
Yeah.
There was moments there where Palpatine could have been doing some stuff while he was talking, and
Star Wars by way of West
force
Virginia.
some atoms together. I'm just saying.
Now, don't worry, folks. We're going to go over the Marvels trailer next week and laugh at that. We're going to look at some other things that's going on in the crazy world, but I just wanted to take an entire episode and talk about Star Wars Celebration because I do dig Star Wars. I'm a big matter of fact. That's right. I wanted to show you guys something that I found when I was remodeling this room. Vamp for just a second so I can show you before we get out of here.
While he's doing that, one thing I did want to mention as far as just, crackpot theories that I think would be interesting would be that Palpatine would be Padme's father, since he would have been on Naboo, where Padme's family was at the time.
When I was remodeling.
Did they ever really discuss her parents? I don't even know.
They were in a deleted scene in either in Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith. I think Attack of the Clones.
Who's that?
Padme's parents.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say my crackpot theory is that Palpatine is Padme's father, since he would have been on Naboo at the same time that
On the boo.
Yep.
I love it. On the boo. All right, guys. Can anybody tell me what this is right here?
Oh, that's the center part of a TIE fighter.
Yes, it is. The batteries actually went in here. The sticker's still in there. Yeah, you could. Where were the buttons at, John? Where were they at? Okay, I've got it upside down.
Yeah.
The buttons right here. You could punch the buttons on either side and it would blow the wings off. That's why the wings aren't on here. Yeah.
Cool.
And your stormtrooper sat in there. Yeah, this is a toy I found, and that red light used to light up too.
Yeah.
I found it when I was remodeling this room a couple of years ago whenever I lost my job. So yeah. I figured you guys would get a kick out of that. I actually found a piece of as you can tell, I blew this thing up. So, you know.
Yeah. I was wondering, is that another ME right there?
Yeah, it was another victim of firecrackers. And
the Rebels
so
won that day too.
Hell yeah, man. You know they did. But anyway, well, listen, guys, we're out of here for today. I hope you enjoyed our Star Wars stream. If you ever have any questions about Star Wars, all you have to do is ask the three people on this panel other than me. Matt knows a lot about it. John knows a lot about it. And the guy right to my left, your right, knows everything about it. That maniac right there knows everything. So
I don't steal other people's, EU characters that they want to bring back either. I didn't, I don't have to look up the names of the ones that I want to bring back.
Right. Listen to you, man. You maniac. All right. So let's see what everybody's doing. Starting with John. What's going on, man? Let us know where you're at.
Well, everybody knows where to find me on Pop Culture Minefield. Pretty much every day. Especially now that we've got a new host for Tuesdays.
Who's that?
So no more. His name, I forgot what his name is, but he's a retired
seems to happen a lot.
Police chief.
Is it Patrick, the guy I met this afternoon?
Patrick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
All right, cool. Yeah.
And he's taken over Tuesdays, and I guess his first show is going to be on Dirty Harry.
Really?
Because he's going to be looking at movies from a cop's perspective.
Good Lord.
So
I'm upset
from
now.
Law enforcement, yeah. And you can find me on That 70s Rock Fan Show every Monday. And you can find me here.
Yep. All right. Thanks for being here, buddy. I'm glad you guys made it because I sent that invitation out so late. All right, Knock. Tell them where you're at, man.
I'm here every Friday, and we gotta start gearing for that draft coming up in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
A little over 2 weeks, we have the draft show.
As a matter of fact, we need to. You guys stick around after the show. We'll set up to do a little production meeting,
and then then I'm gonna apparently the Star Wars Jedi Battle Scars is apparently free with a trial. So I've started my free Amazon trial for Audible. So cool. I'm gonna hear it for free.
Okay.
Kick ass, man.
Got the
audiobook. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Thanks for being here, Knock. I appreciate it, man, because I know you are the biggest Star Wars fan.
I can always talk Star Wars.
Always. All right. The best backup quarterback in the league. Matt, where can they find you?
You can catch me here most every Wednesday night on Joe's show. And also just want to give a shout out to Wes Moody of Whatevercast. He's going to be having his 1-year anniversary stream of his current channel, Whatevercast. It's either coming up this upcoming Wednesday, I believe, but don't quote me on that because it may be the next Wednesday after. So either on the 19th or 26th, he's going to be having his 1-year anniversary stream. So
cool. Is he still doing? West. Is he still doing his show on Wednesday nights late? Is that when he does it?
Yeah, it varies. He did do one in the past week or so at his normal time of which is like 8 p.m. Pacific.
Right, 10 o'clock our time. It's late. It always is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it just kind of varies. But
if you don't follow Wes, it's Whatevercast. All one word, no breaks, and check him out. His logo's a horse head, and what's that guy? What's that horse's name? Ed that he uses on
Mr. Ed.
Yeah, Mr. Ed. That's it.
Meet
Yep.
Susan Wojcicki.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, definitely follow whatever cast, man. He's a great guy, and look forward to that. Okay, let me let you guys know what's going on with the channel. Of course, you guys know you're watching State of the Atmosphere. We do this every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central. All these times are going to be Central Time. And then later on this evening, you can watch me play DC Universe Online, the game I first met Knock playing a long time ago in a galaxy not too far away. I'll be playing for a couple hours starting at 10 p.m. Central. And, of course, tomorrow you can watch my brother and I hack the Matrix. We hack through the headlines of today to let you know what's going on behind the scenes. We do that at 6 p.m. Central every Thursday night. And then, of course, I'll be playing probably Force Unleashed. Since it's Star Wars week, I'm probably going to play Force Unleashed and maybe dive into some of that other old game that MMO. What was that? Jedi Academy I downloaded, Knock? Is that the name of that thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an old game.
If you can, don't forget Knights of the Republic. I'm telling you, those great games.
Yeah. Is that the computer one?
No, these are the standalone RPGs. There's two of them.
Okay, Knights of the Old Republic. I'll have to.
Yeah, the MMO is Old Republic, and then the two standalone games are Knights of the Old Republic.
I gotcha. Okay, all right. I'll check into them, see if I can get one for tomorrow night's show. But I do that at 10 p.m. Central, both Wednesday and Thursday nights. I do DCO on Wednesdays always because I want to get my raids in and stuff. But I play different games on Thursday night, and then of course. You can watch me Saturday afternoons work on my comic book. We're working on issue 2. If you are behind on the Privateer and where the character's at so far in the plotting of the comic, watch last week's episode because it was a catch-up show. I showed you every page I've plotted so far and caught you up on the story. So you'll be an issue and a half in if you go check out that one from last week. I do that every Saturday afternoon with the help of my friend Justifier Jim at 1:30 p.m. Central. And then, of course, Das Wolfen runs Dork Side of the Ring for Danny Ballard and myself as we bring you everything going on in the world of wrestling. And I have a section on there called State of the Apron, because the hardest part of the ring is the apron, and the hardest thing to do in wrestling is to get to the big time. So I show you what's going on with the smaller promotions, and that's every Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. brought to you by Pop Culture Minefield and KGRA Radio. So for my panel, Knock, the biggest Star Wars fan I know, John Das Wolfen, and Matt from Small Time Republic, I want to thank you for being here. And until I see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.